Yep, just about cleared George's bank and all the shallows. The bank is all right here. So for the zoom, we are just about out here somewhere. Beep. Anyway, still blowing. Sparrow's crushing it, so I just wanted to take you outside, see what it's like when a west sail is really putting it to it. Oh, lovely. That's view. It's always down low. Woohoo! Woo! Still blowing out there. Holy smokes. Yeah, it's just when I think it's starting to ease up, we get another big kerfuffle coming in. But yeah, the waves sort of heaped up a little bit. Every once in a while you see a big one, but for the most part, still not really breaking. You know, like that. That's just sort of falling off the back, which is what you'd rather have than falling out in front. But seen a few of those too. We're right in between two eddies in the Gulf Stream, headed due south, and hoping the winds will kind of ease off a little bit in case I get pushed into this counter current, because that would be bad. And then other than that though, I think by about noon or sometime this afternoon we'll have a nice southerly current with us, and that'll up our speed and we'll keep blasting south. And then the actual Gulf Stream is about 90 miles, and once we cross that, then we're headed a little bit more southeast, and that's about it. That's the update. But man, we are just nuking out here. Unstoppable. Awesome. You can see down below, the bed's pretty messy, but it's been cold, so there's essentially sleeping bags and blankets and pillows, but it's dry. That's the main thing. And knock on wood, but Sparrow's been doing pretty good so far. Normally conditions like these, you know, the water bladder would leak, or I've been mopping up the condensation as best as possible so the drips are minimized. Bilge is nice and clear. Did lose a bottle of Jack Daniels. It came out of a cupboard and the cap exploded off of it, so pumped that out through the bilge. But yeah, you know, these rough conditions, you get used to them. They're not fun. I don't like them. It's noisy, it's a little bit stressful. Still, I'm able to get some sleep, but mostly I'm just hunting a little bit warmer weather and a little bit of calmer weather as well. Oh, ain't it lovely now? What a gorgeous night. Woo! Back there we get the pink. Yeah, it was I think 3 straight days of 20+ knot winds. Really amped up a couple of those days, but whew, got us out and into the Atlantic, and now we're tangoing with the Gulf Stream. I think the real middle of the stream is still another like 60 miles south, but you can hear that beautiful humming. We've got the engine running. It was a bit of a struggle after that much time. After that much time, just getting absolutely jostled. When we're in those conditions, the last thing I want to do is run the engine, just because if I don't need to, I'm not going to run it, not going to mess with it. And it was also real cloudy, so solar wasn't doing much. I had to have that second panel folded in like that for the duration. So I don't know, juice got pretty low. All I'm using the AIS and the refrigerator to keep my meat and bacon frozen. And yeah, it's basically, so took a little doing to get the engine fired up. It's having trouble sucking water up into it. I don't know if there's a little airlock or something, or a little area where there's air getting in, but either way, finally got it going. Unfortunately, I've got a bunch of stuff plugged in that's charging, so that's taken up quite a bit of amperage. I'd love to run it for like 4 hours, but I'm not gonna, because I'm not listening to that. I'm gonna probably run it for another hour. That'll make 2 hours total. Get her up to a good charge, and then hope we get a nice sunny day. All we need is a sunny day, and the solar will get us back up to 100% charge. Holy smokes. It's literally cut to 30 minutes, 45 minutes maybe. And now it's blowing about 20 to 25. No, got a slapper. Listen to that. No squalls, nothing, just clear skies. Gulf Stream. I'm in between two eddies, headed towards the main part of the Gulf Stream, and so this is sort of the weather that happens out here. You can't predict it, you don't know what's gonna happen. You just sort of be ready for anything, and yeah, just blowing. Oh, we got the Gulf Stream clouds for sure. It was another wild, crazy night. But we're in a little offshoot of the Gulf Stream, and then we should be hitting the full mainstream of it probably in about 4 hours or so, and then cross it this evening because it's not all that wide. Spit us out on the other side sometime in the wee hours of the morning, which would be great. I'm gonna throw some more sail up, but it's just up and down. So but I gotta keep moving because I want to get across. The weather's gonna get a little ugly tomorrow midday, and I definitely want to make sure I'm as far south and away from the Gulf Stream as possible, because that current is strong and it can make the waves really big. So woo-hoo! Oh man, trying to get through the stream. The winds got really light all of a sudden, and changed sails I don't know how many times, but now we got a drifter up there. Woo! Nice. Literally 5 minutes after putting this up. Gotta take that out. 5 minutes after putting that up, the winds just kick. I tried 3 other sails before this one. Gotta love it, Murphy's Law. Anyway, back to the cockpit. Woo! Yeah. We're not halfway across or anything yet, but we're getting close. With this sail plan up right now, we're doing about 7 knots, so the stream is 32 miles wide. Ah, it feels so good to be moving. I was becalmed. I thought I was gonna have to motor. The forecast is for light winds, but I think with that drifter in that main, we're gonna be able to punch it through. Knock on wood. Woo! All right, we are sailing in the Gulf Stream right now, midway, a little past midway. Just winds up, down. All I want to do is get out of here. It won't let me go. Had totally becalmed. After 30 minutes went by, I end up taking down the drifter, firing up the engine, taking apart Mongo a little bit, and running the engine, starting the motor. Within 2 minutes, the wind picks up to like 15. Perfect, awesome. So now, stash the drifter, put Mongo back in, rearrange down below, cut the engine off, put up the staysail, put a second reef in the mainsail, and yeah, all within the span of like 15-20 minutes. And now, well, the winds have still held, thank goodness, but it's beautiful out here. Some rainbow action, but this is pretty typical. You get the big suckers, those big suckers, sort of demarking the whole not doldrums, I keep wanting to say doldrums. But basically, you know, when you're in the Gulf Stream, you get these big old squall, cumulonimbus clouds and all that sort of stuff, and I don't know, pain. But I want to get through it. I'm in a hurry because we've got some ugly weather coming. 30 knots, sustained. It's basically another near gale. This will be the 3rd one, and yeah, not looking forward to it. Should only be a day, but hopefully that'll be the last one. We'll see. I don't know. Talk more when I'm less flustered.